good afternoon, good morning, and all that jazz. Yeah, so obviously you guys may be aware by now that we had an update to Scrap Mechanic literally yesterday, or for me it's yesterday anyway. And they introduced oil and stuff, so I thought I'd come over to this little world where we've got my automation and stuff going on. So I thought we'd go on the hunt for some oil. Now I don't actually know a lot of where I am. Don't know what's around me or anything like that. How's it going, someone gaming? Thanks for dropping by. So I thought I would attempt to use this flying machine that we built 2 weeks ago, maybe by now. And we go look for oil. And then when we find oil, hopefully it won't be too far away from what I'm going to call base. So we'll go out and we will look for some oil. And then we're going to build like a... I don't know what you call it, like an oil storage. So I imagine we're going to be using a vacuum pump and the great big chest. And I think this will help us just pump up lots and lots of oil. I want to kind of set up like a huge oil storage thing. The only thing is I'm aware how things work. So we're going to be kind of... what am I trying to say? Obviously... If we're away from base too much, and there's a desert biome over there, that could be cool. Okay, so this looks like it good. But yeah, if we're away from... Whoops, this isn't going to go well. If we're away out from base too much, obviously the oil isn't going to pump itself. Thinking that both directions are going to be out of render distance, so I'm not too sure how it's going to work, but we'll see what happens. We'll go this way first. Yeah, well, basically we'll just check ultimately just to see how far away things are. I'm going to hit the tree, but yeah, I wanted to go that way just to check the desert biome. You'd have thought this thing would have been easier to fly. Apparently it's not, but yeah, so wait a minute, let's get up first. Here we go. Yeah, so we got this one out here. This is option 1. There's quite a few here, so this might work. We could kind of go for that little pool there. So that's an option there. And then where else were we? So, yeah, that's kind of far. I don't know what that's going to be like. And then failing that, we've also got this other one right out of here. I think that's a little bit further away. Might be easier to get to, but we might be good. How's it going, Pro? But yeah, maybe this one, maybe that other one right out there. I'm thinking we'll go for the other one first. So the first one that we looked at, we'll just kind of build a little bit of like an oil derrick kind of thing, something like that, just to see what we can come up with. I don't know. Actually, this one's not a million miles away, so that could work for us. It's further than I'd want it to be, but it's close enough, you know. So this might be okay. Boom. That'll do. I don't mind being there. So it won't be anything too massive, but we're going to try and get all of the oil out of this little place. It is a bit of a way away from base. Base is literally just over there in the distance. But I think this is the closest one. So obviously we're going to be rendering is going to be an issue. We're not going to be able to get the render distance. Excuse me. But we can try our best, right? So yeah. Distance-wise, it won't render. So we'll have to pop back here every now and again just to kind of get it to work. But I'm feeling if we can use these big, massive things, we'll have a few of them. So we've got like a huge oil production. You know what I mean? Not going to go sideways, is it? Oh, it is. So we've got these bad boys all hooked up like so. And then have like a pipe boat that comes out here. Now you can tell they've literally just turned all of the water in the desert biomes to, whatchamacallit, to oil, because it literally doesn't hurt you. You're only going to drown in here, so it's not too bad. But I guess that is what it is. There's nothing too disastrous there. That's not really a big problem. It would be nice if it had some sort of damage to it. It's oil, after all. If you like jumped in oil and kind of real life, whatever, you'd be in a situation. But you know, it is what it is. Let's not sort of get too reality-like, I guess. And now I'm stuck in the water. Here we go. We're going to pull these two tubes out here. And then we want to get as many vacuum pumps on this as we can. So if we can put these in two different directions. I think that's a smart idea, you know. A little bit of filtering would be, like you say, it'd add balance to it. There's a lot of questions, I guess, over the balance of it, because now everybody was wanting oil, and now everybody can get oil, but it's so much oil. I just watched Scrapman's video, and the amount of oil that he got it's incredible. So oil has gone from being a resource that was really tricky to get hold of to now something that, well, everybody can get hold of it now, can't we? So, and real easily get hold of it. I don't know. You know, it's not terrible. It's just, it is what it is, I guess. And I suppose that's one thing that I do like about the modding community, especially Font. He's tried to get his stuff so it's very balanced, which I think is very fair. That way it kind of helps out. The game's not broke or anything like that, but it's a good idea, that, actually, you know, in all fairness. Just adding that little extra step in there. I want to be above water, but I don't want to jump out of it. Come on. It's not going to let me do it. It's going to keep jumping me out. Just want to see how far down this goes. Over there. So hopefully we'll just fill these up. How's it going, bud? A bit overpowered. Every single piece of water has been turned into oil. I don't know why they had to do every single piece. They could have made it so it was some, surely, instead of every single one. But I guess in terms of just coding, it meant it was real quick for them to do, which makes me feel it was maybe a last-minute thought. Like, why isn't it not in the test branch? They've literally just gone and thrown it straight in to the vanilla game. They've not even bothered to put it into any sort of testing or anything, which makes me think it was literally just changing the code from it reading water to oil. I don't know how easy that is or how that all works, but yeah. These things are going to fill up fast. But it is what it is. People wanted a better way to get hold of oil. And I guess they got it. Maybe this is just temporary for now. I remember them saying a long time ago when people were asking for a way to harvest oil. Wait, hold up. Yeah, I remember them saying a long while ago when people wanted a way to harvest oil. They said, oh, they were working on a new way to harvest it and everything else. And then months and months and months later, this is what they've come up with. I don't know. Kind of feels like it was a bit of a quick one, really, but who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? So these are going to take a little while to fill up. That's cool. Maybe I can put some more down. But let's be honest. How much oil am I going to need? Realistically. Because ultimately... Ultimately, I don't use oil right now. I don't use petrol engines. I use gas. Sorry, I don't use gas engines. I use electric engines. But, you know, I'm never going to use all of this. It gives us an option, especially for flyers and rocket stuff. There's always an option there. But I don't know. Ooh. We need to build a truck. We need to get us a fuel truck so we can take all the oil from these things over yonder back to base. So it's going to be another one full of tanks, and then we're going to use the magical pump system that my old font has got set up over there. And you know what we could do? We could just literally run straight from a tank. So we don't have to worry too much about the logistics of things. Hopefully. It's going to be real cheese, but... How is everybody doing today anyway? Have you had a lovely Friday? Is your Friday still halfway through? You started? Whereabouts in the world are you? How is your November treating you? What should we make this out of? We get our metal. Well, look at that. So it is going to take a little while to fill up. That's pretty good. I'm glad that these things are as big as they are, because a normal chest, this was have just drank up by now. So that's good. It's nice. It's good. There's a little bit of a wiggle room, I guess. Let's have a look at some of these wheels. These meaty ones. Might sit me a little bit too high, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll be fine. This is going to be... Gonna be quite a heavy truck front. That might be alright. It might sit over the top of the pipe, but it might be alright. I might be able to see it. Maybe. Might have to bring this down actually on the night lease. Oil for days and days. That'll do. That'll be fine. Who needs suspension? We do need some steering though. We do need some steering. Let's go for a real long steering arm. Because this thing's not going to be very stable. I can just see it now. Because of how close the back is. It's going to be a little bit wobbly. Just thinking. If I have a little bit of stability, maybe I do this, maybe. Just want this to kind of add a little bit more stability to the wheel. Close but no cigar. We're here. And then that's there. Yay! There we go. I'll put it in the same place somewhere. No. There we go. Okay, coolio. So then we're going to go steering and steering. And would you look at that? I don't actually have an engine on this. Wonky bearing. I thought it was going to be a little bit stronger than it is. Nice. That's better. Okay, so I guess we should make our truck gas powered. It makes sense, wouldn't it? Gas truck that's gas powered. Fuel tank, we can put... Hello there. Fuel tank, we could put everything on on the back, on the top. Nice one, cheers, I appreciate it. Whoa. What do you lot think to the new update? No, this part is part of the mods from on up there. If you see him, you might not have done. I'll drop his search this guy on YouTube. And this is whose mod pack I use. I use his mod pack. I like it. He's very clever. When he adds his mods in, he adds balance to the game rather than just throwing in some wild mod pack that I guess people would want. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing, you know? I enjoy what he does in that respect because I feel that adding a bit of balance to the game is more important than just adding game-breaking mods. I like that from him. It's a very smart idea. Just thinking, you know what we could do? We could use a steam engine. For the lols. We could use a steam engine. Can I connect this to this? No. What about if... No, it doesn't work. Don't worry, that's cool. I'll use that to drive my gas engine. And then gas engine... Let's put it on top. There's no reason that we don't put it on top. We could have done 2 of these. They're just too wide. Okay. What's gas room? Gas, gas, gas. Hey. We want to grab this and then stick it. I am currently building a way to transport all of my oil that I'm harvesting. Right, so right over here, we've just thrown this together quick because again, this is modded parts, modded 6-way pipe piece into large, super large chest. So obviously that's going to be harvesting a load of oil, which is all going to go store in here. What this does, using modded parts again, this vacuum pump will mean that I can just trudge up to this and point the vacuum pump at the containers here. And it means that this vacuum pump will put it into here. So it's kind of like a gas truck, I guess. The easiest way to say it. So we're going to be using this to transport the fuel from the massive system that we got behind us to our base, should we need to do so. Coolio. Stick this up there, put some in here. A little bit tight on the old wheels, so the wheels rub, so we might make that a little bit wider just on the front, just so that it can kind of, well, not rub and turn a little bit easier. We might be better off having some suspension on this, looking at the traction, because the wheels kind of don't fit the ground. In all fairness, I don't know. I'm not that kind of guy that makes things look realism. I just like to use stuff and make it practical, I guess is the best way for it. Practicality over visuals. Why don't I just go around this side? Rack and pinion, you think works better for big wheels? You not see the video where I made that stuff? I struggled so much to do rack and pinion. There's a lot of loss on this as well, so I might throw some suspension on just to try and keep me on the ground. There's a lot of time when there's not an awful lot going on, so we'll see how it goes. I also need a switch. We just put this any which way but loose. We'll throw that up there. Switch to switch to this, and then this to this. And this is a filtered chest, which is awesome because it means that if we go in here and we can find oil, something that I very rarely look for, so I don't know whereabouts it'll be. But if I put oil in this little one section here, this container, it means that, how can I show you guys this? So if I put this, so my inventory is limited, so this will all have numbers on it now, and this is empty, but this is connected up. So if we just chill over this way, try and back that vacuum pump up to that container, like so, press number 1, you see the vacuum pump is now sucking up. It's taking the oil from this over here and putting it in here. And it's doing it at 20 blocks a go. That's pretty quick. That's crazy. I did not know that that would do it in blocks of 20. That's helpful though. It means it's going to do it quick, which is literally exactly what we want. Awesome. So that works. Nice, cheap. I wonder. Nice and cheap. We do... That's not going to fit. That's a shame. Now I know that the... What am I trying to say? The vacuum pipes... where is it? Where is it? It's in the tractors, isn't it? Ah, so I'm in there, yeah. Yeah, so... In the original game, the vacuum pump connections on like the fuel tank and that didn't actually work. I'm wondering if that is something that they've changed yet. It'd be nice, but I don't think so. Oh! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wait, so if I do this, is this gonna... Aww. I just want to check this out because this never used to work, but the fact that that went blue when it kind of had a vacuum pump on it now makes me a little bit curious. I just want to connect this fuel tank up to this chest and see if it will actually take any oil from it. I'm not entirely sure it will. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't work, but nah, that's a shame. That is a shame. But oh nuts. What about if we there's got to be something in it because it never used to do this. If I put that on there, it looks like it works. So then you do that, do that. It's got nothing to suck up. Oil. Oh no, it'd be gas, wouldn't it? That's why it won't work. Of course. How stupid can you be? So, inventory. Throw that out. Not gonna let me do it. Oh, maybe. 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 Okay. So they might have fixed this because this never used to be a thing. The vacuum pumps on the gas chests never used to work like this. What about then if we put a chest? This has kind of got me excited because, yeah. For science. For science. I mean, let's put it in the right place first. And that's completely not in the right place. Nice. Oh, it might. It might be. It will be. Awesome. So that's something that I think they've changed without us knowing. Unless you guys know anything different. Unless that's something that Font has made, actually. We go in here and we go for gas now. This is just for science. Don't worry, this isn't going to be part of the actual build. Okay, so that doesn't work. Interesting. So basically we're going to go back to base and we're going to have a fuel truck back to base. So we'll just boot off back. And we'll build some sort of system somewhere where we can unload one thing and turn it into gas. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So there's a few tweaks that we need to make to this because it's too narrow. So it's going to roll if we try and take any sort of speed around corners. Make the back axle a little bit wider just to give it a little bit of stability. Use smaller wheels perhaps, all this kind of thing. Skirt. And we're going to need somewhere that we can offload this. So I'm a little confused, a little lost. But gladly that works. So that's kind of what we wanted to achieve. And now we're going to store our fuel somewhere in here so that we're able to use it to actually make fuel. So we're going to need either a craft pot, which will be fine, and a big chest, which I've not got now, or see, the problem that we got is if I put a 6-way pipe piece on there, that'll mean that I can have 2 vacuum pumps. That is pretty much what I want. So do 6-way pipe piece. 6-way pipe piece on here. Lift this up, get it out of the way. Weld tool. This one is to pick up our goodies. So we connect that up to that button, which is connected to that seat. That's number 1. That's to draw in. So that's to go. We can't do it yet, but yeah. And that one will be to draw out. So this one will be this way. Why won't it let me do that? Number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2. Interesting. Number 1. Okay. Number 1 lets us go to the fuel, pick it up. Number 2 will let us return to base and pump it out. Go into the inventory, get our chest. Large chest, extra large. this bad boy. So this is, for argument's sake, here. Turn it sideways, so we've got a piece off there. And then we're going to get craftbot. Craftbot, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, matey boy will be there. So he was going to be making our fuel for us all the while. Somewhere here. So then the plan is we've drove back to base, we've come home, we back up against this. And then we're able to line up to this, and if we press number 2, go that way. Can you get close enough? You can't get close enough. Damn. Wait, why is that not stay on? What's happening here? There we go. Yay, there we go. So that's going to fire oil into that one. Yeah. That one should be that way. Right. Okay, so we need a repeater for the top one to fire oil into there. Maybe. And then we'll be able to fill this up and then just literally have this so we're doing gas all the time. Gas. Consumable? Gas. Okay. You can't set it on a craft until it's full. Shameful. Yes, that's going to be on a repeater. Or. I've had a better idea. Have I had a better idea? So there's two ways we could do this. We could either do it so that the vacuum pump picks up from this. Or this is this. So we've got two options. Have the vacuum pumps on the tanker, if you can call it that. This is what we're going to call our oil tanker. So we'll have the vacuum pumps either on the oil tanker, so that we can control them from the seat, or we have the vacuum pumps on the base and the oil mine. I think that might work better if we have it on here. So what we'll do, we'll have a big old piece of this here. We'll have this here. But then you have a sensor. We'll drop a big old sensor. We don't need it to be level 5, but sensor goes on here, which means that we can get rid of all of this. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. So we just truck on in over here. Pull up. Back it in. Yay! Set that up to a load of logic. That'll go pow pow pow. Fill up our little container. So we don't have to do much of anything. That is sweet. Is this filling up? This is not filling up. This isn't full yet, is it? No, not yet. And this guy? Yeah, okay, so that's cool. Awesome. So that means that we travel with less. And obviously if we're traveling with less, it makes things a little bit easier for us, sort of. Timer. So we're capable. We'll be able to just throw everything at us and hope for the best, really. Got my big book of things. If you guys know before, you dropped on the channel before, I've got a huge literal hand scribbled thing of all my logic, because logic isn't something that I'm good with. So yeah, I took actual physical notes just to help me out a bit. But switching to the nan, we can turn that one off, or into the output like this, and then we'll take this timer and we'll put it at like 100 ticks or something. Of course, but then that's always going to be on. So let's do this a different way, and the way that everybody frowns upon. Timer, and I'm going to do my favourite memory bit. And I'm thinking about doing a video about this memory bit. Like, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, and there might be like easier ways to use memory. But I think if you struggle with if you struggle with logic, like I do, this thing is literal GOAT. Saves you so much life, so much hassle. Okay, I want to and as well. Hang on. Hang on. That should be that one. That should be that one. So that senses. There we go. And then boop, 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 boop. That also activates that. Amazing. It's missing. It's too low. But that's the idea. Cool. So then we come out of here. Come out of here. Come out here. Move this out of the way. Let's get the sensor that we've got rid of out of the inventory. See, you don't have to be capable in scrap mechanic. You just got to have half an idea and then a little bit of hope. And yeah, you can soon make stuff work. Being good at scrap mechanic is overrated. Just have an idea of what you're trying to achieve. And then that to that. And that to go that way. So, that's, yeah. And then if we just truck back in here, hit the sensor, and then now that's filling up this. Where are you? There. Maybe. Is it? It stopped working? No, it's still going. Yeah, so that's got us filling up, which means when we drive away, it stops. We're awesome. We can go all the way back to base and then find a way to sort of insert it into base, as it were. Ooh, bit slippy, bit slippy. Awesome. And then we'll get back over here. We'll have this one from above, I think. Above will be better. That's not going to work. Come back. Boom. So then we'll have it so we rock up and probably approach this backwards, maybe. Or even sideways. And then this reaches out above. I've got to be careful that it doesn't trip up my little bot that I've got running around after we get metal. So we'll come out here. Come down a little bit. Put this on and then boop. That goes like that. We'll get another sensor. sensor, which looks down here. And then put that to that, and then that probably be 2 or 3, I don't know. So, come back to base, take a little stroll out, get underneath the sensor, and there you go. So then all of the oil that we've got will all transport, will all transport over here, and obviously then we can put this into another chest, make it a biggie. So then we have our fuel. Don't like that. We'll bring it out of the ground. I'm not a fan of having things half in the ground if they're not supposed to be in the ground. I mean, I say that, I've got half the pipes buried over here for this system, but you guys know what I mean, right? And then this, we have a filter on it, so it only accepts fuel. Fuel, where are you? Wait, there we go. And then get a fuel tank. Put that in there. You only need one of them. Awesome. Then you set this bad boy. Go you craft that repeatedly. So he'll constantly craft that now until he runs out of oil, which won't be very long. But that's where we're gonna go. Okay, so now it's just a case of making this a whole lot better, so that it doesn't fall over so much and doesn't muck around. But no, I do agree that the gas, the oil collection, is a little bit OP. It's a lot OP, but it's unfortunate that that is what it is. But I guess that's the quick, almost panic that I feel that they got to with the game. Why it is like it is, only they know. Let's be honest. It doesn't need to be as crazy as it is. But their game, they design what they like, right? I just feel that they've been saying that they wanted to put in a way to harvest fuel for ages, and this is what we've got. It's a little bit, yeah, there's something about it that just feels a little bit something. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't sit right with me. But it is what it is, as they say. Sometimes I wonder if they read all the comments and look at the videos after they've done updates, and they kind of get a little bit disheartened, so they just sort of, they just decide on a quick fix or a simple fix rather than putting a little bit of thought or effort into the game. It's kind of sad. It is kind of sad. But I don't know. I don't know. No one can really comment for them, only them guys themselves, I guess. What's this happening? I don't want that to connect to that. I don't want that to connect to that. It's trying to connect itself to the pipe piece, which I really don't want it to do. I can really do with it not trying to auto connect. Easy fix is this. Which way do we want to do it? That way. Then we're going to weld tool. Oh, you see, it still wants to stick there automatically. Okay. Shame, but it'll do. And engine? Engine. I got rid of my engine. gas-powered engine. We could put a little bit of a rocket on this, just to give it a little bit of a whoosh. Gas-powered engine. Yeah, we need our concrete floor. Silly Billy, never mind. Wait, no, the whole idea was to have the oil tank here. That's what I was aiming towards. That's what I was trying to get. I wanted to place this in here. That's what I was trying to do initially. There we go. And then put the engine here because it's nice and in the middle. Saddle. Boop, boop. Saddle. Yeah. A little bit of concrete for weight. One more. See if I can remember how to do this. See if I can remember how to do this. Get me some pipe work. 90s, D pieces, straight piece, long straight piece. I'm already confused how to do this. And then, does that have the turn on it? Does that have the turn on it? So it's there. Is that right? And then that one maybe? Is that how it was? Does anybody remember how to do rack and pinion steering? So no, I can't, and I did a video on the damn stuff. We need it to be. Where's the bearing there? I need it to be a level above where it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense, don't you? So out here, then we come up. Ooh, don't know where I've just put that down. Like that. We need the 90 right angle thingy, this bad boy. Oh bother. Doesn't come out enough. Switch these around. So that this one has got the... That gonna work? Can't remember how I did this before. Yep, still got the 90 on there. Then this here, then this here. Then we've got to make sure it's all welded together. And then I think all we've got to do is connect to... Wait, not that one. That one. Nope. I'm missing a bearing somewhere. I'm missing a bearing somewhere. I'm missing the bearing at the front. I think it's this bearing needs to be here. could be completely and utterly off the mark here. I'm going to have to pull up my own video to work out how the hell I did this, aren't I? So we're here. Well, that, to that, bring that down. Up in here. Oh, it's a little bit floppy, isn't it? I'm not sure I like that. Plus, it still rubs on this corner here. Look how loose it is when it turns, though. It is loose. I'm not sure I like it like that. I also don't like you can only hook the engine up to one fuel tank. It'd be so much nicer if you could hook it up to more than one. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not liking the steering in the slightest. That outside wheel, when I turn, the outside wheel just like flops in so much. That's not going to be how we're going to be doing this. I'm just going to replace this with blocks to make this a little bit stronger. Keep that there, I like that. Give it an idea of something to pivot on. In fact, we can get rid of all of that though. No, we can't. We need to bring it out forwards, else it's gonna catch on the inside. So we've got to come out two at least. A little bit of here, a little bit of here. A little bit of here. A little bit of here. And then we're gonna have steering there and there. I think we're gonna go up two. Like that, up two. And wait. We don't have to go up two. We only have to go up one. Do you like it like that? Do, do, do. Hey, okay. We can now make this a little bit of four-wheel drive. Got a little bit of roll in the front so that the wheels should be able to just kind of stay and got traction with the ground, at least if we go over any sort of sideways. We'll show you over here. The front axle is going to tilt. That's pretty sweet. Why does it not look level? Something's not level here and it's really off-putting. Is this further one way? Two there, three there. That gap looks the same there. What? Over with the wheel and there, inside the wheel. Inside the wheel. Something looks... Oh, it's the seats off center. We'll get there eventually, guys. We'll get there eventually. Where's the midline? Oh, of course, these are our fives. 10. Not gonna have a middle. Not gonna have a middle due to the numbers being even. Oops a daisy. Okay, fair enough. Just gonna look a little bit peculiar, that's all. As long as you don't look at it with the thingy tool, we'll be alright. There we go. And that means that we can still just truck up over to our oil field, sling a Yui, reverse on in. The sensor will pick up when we're back. Ooh. It'll just start filling us up. Oil's going in. Nice. And then, yep. Once that's filled up, we can trundle off back to base. Base will pick it up. Too easy. Nice and quick. How quick is this filling up? It is filling up one at a time. So how was it filling up 10 at a time before? Does this actually go quicker if we make it go quicker? Maybe. We've still only got a limited number of ticks that the pump fires at, hasn't it? So, but yeah, so that's that, and then we just, like I say, we just yeet on back to base. I'll be able to pull up underneath what we're looking to do. I wish the wheels had more traction though. There was a little bit of grip. Whoop. And then once we get to base, we can just pull underneath the vacuum pump. The vacuum pump is picked up. Whoa. Picked up by the sensors. So we can just take a stroll back to base and then basically build us fuel forever and evermore. That just chills under there. That sucks up all the oil now. And yeah. Is that empty? That is empty. Okay. Job's a good one. Nice. I guess I'll leave it there. It's a nice short one today. Nothing too drastic, nothing too taxing. And I appreciate everybody that dropped by. It's been an hour. That still surprises me. But I thank you guys an awful lot for dropping by. I'll be throwing a little video together about the memory bit. I think the memory bit is something that, as people who don't know logic might appreciate, you can get really confused with the logic gate, and I think the memory bit is a way to go. It's what I used to get me through, so I'm going to try and share that. But I appreciate y'all. Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you again next time. Take it easy. Bye for now. Bye, guys.